Hey guys, Jordan with the Young Turks and 2IT Politics reporting to you from New York from my kitchen to put to rest the scandal of the backdrop. The backdrop was lovely that the Young Turks gave me. However, I live in a New York City apartment and it was taking up half my apartment. So I won't be using the backdrop unless, you know, I need to. So I wanted to update you on some things going on in Flint, which is the miserable story that keeps giving. In addition to having not really given citizens relief 3 years after they poisoned them, in addition to basically making citizens scrape with their fingernails for medical coverage, for clean water, and basic dignity. Now now, there have been nearly 8,000 tax liens put on people's homes in Flint, Michigan, for unpaid water bills. You heard that right. 8,000 unpaid, 8,000 tax liens have been put on homes in Flint, Michigan. Thousands of people in Flint are at risk of losing their homes to foreclosure if they don't pay up their water bills. After recently putting out shutoff notices, the city is now back to threatening tax liens on people's homes. One example is a woman who got a tax lien for a notice in the mail Friday stating that she must pay nearly $900 by May 19th to avoid a lien being placed on her property. After May 19th, for those who do not pay, a lengthy process begins which could end in foreclosure. City leaders say they are in a bind and they need the cash. Quote, we have to have revenue coming in. So we can't give people revenue. Give people water at the tap and not get revenue coming in to pay those bills, said Al Mooney, City of Flint Treasury Department. Mooney says the shutoffs are already working in the city's favor. Last month, Flint brought in nearly $3 million for water. That is nearly $1 million more from the month prior when they only collected $2.1 million. Mooney hopes that 8,000 tax lien notices that went out will prompt even more people to pay their water bills. If all those were paid, that would bring in nearly $6 million for the city. So let's get this straight. Quote, we have to have revenue coming in, so we can't give people revenue. Give people water at the tap. Right, you're not giving people water at the tap because the water is poison. I don't know what part of that is escaping these grade A Democratic city officials. You are not providing a service to the citizens. The water you are providing is not safe to drink. You could say it is if they use a filter, but data and evidence prove otherwise. It is not safe to drink the water with a filter. Filters go bad very quickly. Filters do not 100% stop all lead. Filters go bad if it's hot water. These filters are flimsy. They're handed out by the government, and you can pretty much get a similar one at Walmart. You gonna trust that your children can safely drink that tap water with a filter on it? So not only are you not actually giving them water at the tap that is actually, it's like, okay, if you're at a restaurant, right? Have you ever been at a restaurant or something like that where you get something taken off the bill because the waiter did something wrong, or your meal was really bad, or, I remember once the waiter came over and by accident spilled hot coffee on my crotch. Still got the mark to prove it. Well, they gave me, they took off money off the bill or gave me a coupon. I don't remember. They gave me something. So in this case, it's a little more than dropping hot coffee on a male's crotch. You poison people. Yet you're going to turn around and say, we're going to put a lien on your home because you have unpaid water bills. Let me read you what the letters people are getting in the mail say. Hold on. I won't use the person's name, but this is from the treasurer's office, City of Flint, Michigan. Dear property owner of record, according to our records, as of April 19th, 2017, you have an outstanding balance of $2,057 on account blacked out, located at address blacked out, that needs to be paid. Of this, $891.60 is the past due over 6 months. This amount must be paid no later than May 19th, 2017 at the City of Flint. Therefore, thereafter, all outstanding balances will be declared delinquent and the lien will be placed against the property on the next tax roll. If you have any questions, contact our office, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm not going to use the person's name, but this person who got this tax lien has children. Their bones have been stunted in their growth because of the lead. This person has rheumatoid arthritis. All sorts of problems that these people have gotten from the lead. So, understandably, they might have not been paying for this water bill that they can't consume. Because I know this person and they don't drink the tap water. They only drink bottled water. Also, another factor is there's no testing done by the EPA, the CDC, in the showers. So, testing I have done with Scott Smith, who's a water contamination expert, has shown that there are toxins coming out of the shower, like chloroform, for example. You know that stuff in scary movies where they put like a white towel over your face and people pass out? That's chloroform. It shouldn't be in your shower. There's bacteria being found in the shower. There has been lead that has been found in the shower. So they're saying, oh, it's not just the tap water, you're getting water to shower and bathe. That's not necessarily safe either, folks. Can you imagine if this was like Ann Arbor, Michigan, or Grand Rapids, Michigan? More money. Way less minority people living there. If this had happened, do you think that tax liens would be going out to the residents? Of course not. It's outrageous. It's completely outrageous. What should be coming in the mail to people's homes, what should be coming at the door to people's homes is help and assistance. Isn't this a country that cares for its citizens? Isn't this a country that, by theory, it's the land of the free, home of the brave? I wouldn't want, progressives don't deserve this treatment. Redneck conservatives don't deserve this treatment. Nobody deserves to be poisoned. And this whole spiel, well, we have bills to pay. The city of Flint's poor economic condition, the state of Michigan's poor economic condition, the poor economic condition of the United States, and don't let them fool you, oh, the economy is rebounding. That's not the fault of the residents of Flint who have been poisoned. They shouldn't have to pay to make sure you hit a 70% compliance rate of water payment. Poisoned citizens should not fit the bill for water they still cannot drink. I don't think that's a radical statement. The reason Flint is in such poor shape, there's many reasons, and people in Flint could answer it better than I, is because the city, there's been de-investment in the city for the last 30 to 40 years. All their jobs and factories have been sold to China and Mexico. What once was a humming auto industry that Flint helped create is now in other countries. That's why Flint is decimated. So the residents of Flint who have been poisoned should not be fitting the bill for poor decisions that were made on the federal, state, and local level. And you heard this at the town hall I covered, where 6 residents were arrested. By the way, I've been doing some follow-up reporting on that. Shockingly, the city attorney and the mayor's office, not exactly in a rush to get back to me. So I might be activating the TYT Army to help me in my reporting, like you did in East Chicago, Indiana, flooding the mayor of East Chicago, Indiana's phones after he was trying to forcefully evict poor African Americans from a lead-contaminated complex and dump them in dangerous parts of Chicago. Hundreds of you called the East Chicago mayor, and guess what happened? A judge overturned that decision, and those residents weren't forced to move to bad parts of Chicago. But it's really unbelievable. It's like this goes beyond like victim blaming, right? This is basically running over someone with your car and then getting out of your car and stomping on them to make sure they die quickly. It's unbelievable. So this letter is coming from the Treasurer's Office, City of Flint, Michigan. And it's the City of Flint. It's the Genesee County. Flint is part of Genesee County. So it's the City of Flint Treasury. It's Genesee County sending out these letters. So I want you to tell them, no. The lead-poisoned residents of Flint, Michigan are not going to fit the bill for your economic issues. Maybe the governor of Michigan should stop giving multi-billion-dollar tax breaks to large corporations. Maybe the governor of Michigan should stop giving giant tax breaks to his donors and wealthy people. Maybe the governor of Michigan, instead of, it hasn't happened yet, but they are considering giving Nestle a permit to drain hundreds of thousands of more gallons out of Michigan's remaining fresh water streams. Maybe that, instead of draining that water out to go to Nestle so they could put it in bottles, sell it to other states and other countries, maybe that water should be sent to Michigan. To Flint. I see protests and resistance against Donald Trump's xenophobia, racism, and all that, and I agree with it. Totally agree with it. We shouldn't not pay attention to those things, but how is it that nothing's being said or done about this? How is it that the United States city, and by the way, Flint's not the only one, has been poisoned? If you want to give the government the benefit of the doubt, okay, it wasn't intentional. Give them the benefit of the doubt if you'd like. But the reaction or lack of reaction, that has been intentional. It's unreal what is done to people in this country and what is not done for people in this country. Because I'll tell you what, I grew up middle class, Long Island, nice house, block away from the water. You know, my family had issues here and there, but like I was never starving for food. I could tell you what, mostly white, Long Island, if this would have happened to us, they would be, they call it forgiveness, right? So you forgive certain debts or whatever. Your bill would be forgiven for an extended amount of time until the problem was fixed. That would happen in most neighborhoods that are a little bit more prosperous economically. You're right, we are being treated like cattle. And the reason this is so important is this is much bigger than the city of Flint. Right now, the urgency is for Flint. But don't think forget water contamination. Maybe a different catastrophe comes to your neighborhood, a tornado, right? Or something. Human-made error that makes people sick. Well, if you live in an area that's not exactly rolling in the dough, do you want to wait 3 years for that problem to be fixed? Do you want to be threatened that you're going to be kicked out of your home and be bogged down in debt? No. So we got to be there for the people in Flint because it could happen to you next. And I've met the people in Flint. They would be there for you. The ones that are healthy enough to actually protest and do anything. Most of them are very sick, unfortunately. So that's the deal. Nearly 8,000 homes are being threatened with having liens put on their property. I'll be doing an interview this afternoon with one woman who received that letter, saying that she better pay $900 by May 19th, or you're going to have a tax lien on your property. And I'll be following up reporting. There is still 6 residents in Flint who were arrested 2 weeks ago at a town hall for the crime of protesting. No formal charges have been filed against them, but all of this is pending investigation. I have called, and now I have emailed, asking, can you tell me what that investigation is about? What you're investigating? Because the Young Turks, through my cameraman Ty and through others, we have video showing that none of these residents did anything other than cursing, which is not a crime. But if you want to get involved and let your government know what you think, here's the number. You ready? Let me get it for you. The City of Flint Treasury Department. Go get a pen. I'll give you a few seconds. The City of Flint Treasury Department. 810 766 7015. That's 810 766 7015. One more time for the slow people. 810 766 7015. I'll have it up on my Facebook too. And you'll hear more from me on this issue. Thank you for watching. Follow me at Jordan Chariton on Twitter. Peace out.